Okay, all right. Movie night. This next one, lads. Reservoir Dogs. Now, maybe there's some of the ladies out here. Oh, no. What? Come on. Ladies, you gotta listen to this. I know this movie is kind of labeled a dude's movie, right? And you gotta listen to me on this one because this isn't about guns, heists, this and that, right? This is about the background, what the internal struggle of these crooks. This movie, if you can relate to paranoia, trust issues in general, believe me, you can relate to these guys in this movie. It's brilliant. It's not just about gangsters. It's not just about guns or a heist gone wrong. Okay. This is about the trust, like I'm saying, pressure. This is about what happens when a group of dudes are thrown into a situation when one bad move, one wrong word, one flicker of suspicion, and it's over. All over, job done. And this isn't, a Tarantino bloodbath, all right? No, this is the humanity. It's about what anyone would do when the walls close in, when survival instincts kick in, when paranoia could eat you alive. And ladies, this is your story too. Because at its core, Reservoir Dogs, it's about trust, betrayal, and the fragility of human relationships under pressure. And that's come on, that's universal. And let's not forget, like the opening scene, even, right? No guns, no violence, just a group of lads around a dinner table talking about tipping. Tipping, okay? And in that conversation, in that little back and forth, you learn everything you need to know about these guys and about who's the selfish one, the generous, who stands their ground, who caves to peer pressure. That's life, and that's you, me, all of us. And right away, you're hooked. It's gripping. Let's get into it. Normally I try and show you sort of clips of the movie as I'm talking about it, like that certain scene I'm talking about, then I'll show you the scene. But sometimes it's better to just not show you the direct scene, all right? And I've done that every now and then. And for this one, I'm not going to do that either. You'll probably know why if you've never seen Reservoir Dogs and if you see them this afterwards, all right? But anyway, we're just going to show you some random scenes, okay? But the central conflict of Reservoir Dogs, it's simple on the surface, but devastating underneath. You've got a group of criminals. They team up for a diamond heist. Now, they don't know each other's real names. They're supposedly never met each other before. They use colors as code, right? So you've got Mr. White, Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde. And Mr. Blonde, total psycho, this fella. This guy's disturbed, man, in just freaky, creepy levels, man. And he enjoys to torture just a little too much, right? This is what freaks you out about this fella. And the whole time, they're circling each other like wolves, man, ready to snap, waiting for someone to slip, Every look, every word, every hesitation, it all matters and it's all weighing up. And they're all thinking about every single glance, every single little tiny smile, tiny look away. Why is he looking away? And as an audience, you're right there in it. And, you feel the paranoia creeping into your kind of skin here, I gotta admit. You find yourself asking, geez, that person reminds me of such and such, and all of a sudden you start thinking about your own life and my God, who's lying? Who's about to snap? It's the brilliance of it, man. And Tarantino takes a crime story into a psychological experiment and puts six people in a room, tell them one of them's a traitor, and watch them implode. Can you imagine what that would be like in your own life? And that maybe you've been in it already. And then the scene, the one stuck in the middle with you. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm on about. I'm not going to give away anything for this because this is just iconic. Michael Madsen, Mr. Blonde, dancing around with a razor. I won't go too deep. Torturing a cop, but smiling the whole time. And then this song, Stuck in the Middle with You. I'm a terrible singer. But it's not just shocking. It's horrifying because it's so casual. It's so casual. You know, it's evil dressed in charm. And he is very, very charming at the same time, Michael Madsen in this. You know, the look he has, this he's got the suit, he's a good-looking dude, he's got the swagger, but yet a psychopathic killer. I mean, you'll see what I mean, you know? That scene is studied in film schools today still. And for how it uses music, the performance, and the contrast to make violence 10 times more disturbing. And the climax, we won't go into too much, but it all comes to a head. There's a standoff. Guns pointed at each other, accusations flying. Nobody trusts anyone, right? Some guys are defending each other, some guys are attacking each other, right? And people are playing it cool, people are trying to poke the other person, you know? It's a Mexican standoff. And in that moment, you realize at this stage, it doesn't matter who the rat is now anymore because they've all lost it. They've all just, they're all doomed, you know? They're too paranoid. It's gone way too over the line to come back to trusting that dude again. No way. It's over, like, you know? And then the rest of the climax. But we'll leave it there on that one. So we're about to pack this up, lads. But why should everyone, every man, woman, anyone watch Reservoir Dogs? There's a human connection here. It's not just about these gangsters. It's about humans, you know? Like I was saying about the pressure, the paranoia we can feel sometimes when you're in the room and you can smell the rat. And it's about us when trust breaks down, like when paranoia takes over. You know, that's what I love about this movie. You know, when people can't work together under pressure and what happens. You know, it's about the struggle we all face. Can you really trust John or Timmy? Or not, these aren't real people, okay? Just in case people are wondering. Are they with me? Are they against me? You know, can I risk being vulnerable? Or will Johnny or Timmy stab me in the back? And those aren't gangster questions. They're human questions. And that's why Reservoir Dogs endures, you know? It forces us to look at the ugly side of a lot of people. You know, we all panic sometimes. We all can suspect. We can possibly lash out at pressure when it gets too much, maybe. But it shows you loyalty, bravery, sacrifice, and the humanity that can even exist, like, in dark places. I mean, honestly, it's fascinating, you know, and it's a cool movie, man. It's just a bloody cool movie. The suits, the music, awesome. The dialogue, it set the template, I think, for a lot of modern crime film that came after. You know, I think in many ways, you know, Pulp Fiction doesn't exist without Reservoir Dogs. Neither does half of the Netflix catalog. You know, disagree with me on that one. Agree with me on that one. You know, both, whatever you think, and it's fine. You know, but if you're into crime films, psychological thrillers are just great storytelling, lads. This movie, it's a must. Honestly, it's a must because Tarantino is one of the greats of all time. Storytelling, directing, just awesome. You know, it's short, it's sharp, and it'll leave you thinking about human nature probably long after the credits roll. Reservoir Dogs, movie of the week.
Peter. Wow. 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 Wow.